Good evening. This is a Super Nintendo. That's a Super Game Boy. That's a copy of Game & Watch Gallery. Which, Game & Watch Gallery. And the noise in the background is the fan because it's too hot. And there you go. Anyways, figure we take a look at this thing. It's a 32-in-1 Game USA Color Advance. UC-32A29. For anyone who cares for that sort of thing. Anyways, you got your little fake Nintendo Game Boy thing on the top. You have a loose screw there. And since I do have an actual Game Boy cartridge here, this seems a bit, yeah, anyways. So I figure we'll look at some of these games. Now, it says 32-in-1, but the truth is there's actually 5 or 6 games at most. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna look at the main games that are featured, and probably a couple of the copies. This just show you, just to give you a good idea of what's in this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
Alright, so before we begin the proper overview, I just want to reiterate one more time. The fan in the background. I'm letting it play over the dubbing. I usually turn it off, but because it's so goddamn hot at the moment, I'm leaving it on, so if it distracts you, yeah, sorry in advance, but yeah, I'm kind of sweating here, and I'd like to do these as comfortably as possible, so yeah. So without further ado, let's start up the video, shall we? Yeah, this is being played on the Super Game Boy, and here's the menu. Super Mario 6, Super Mario 2, there's a bunch of Marios, there's nice little Sotri over there, and we're going to go through the main games featured here. Game & Watch Gallery, this is the first one. And trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do here. And this is the gallery. Because I'm trying to figure out how to access the game menu. Because I have the Game & Watch Gallery, the actual cartridge. It doesn't have it doesn't have the gallery, or at least the copy I have doesn't have the gallery. I still have to lock it. I still have to unlock it, I guess, and get stars and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out how to start playing the damn games. Are we having fun yet, boys and girls? I'll give you a couple other tidbits. Game & Watch Gallery actually has Super Game Boy compatibility, which means it has its own borders, its own color schemes. That's something we should look at, somewhere in the future. So you see, I'm finally getting somewhere. We're finally getting somewhere, and this is the garbled main menu screen, which is where I'm supposed to be able to choose my one of 4 games in the Game & Watch Gallery. But all it really does is freeze the fucking thing. Absolutely brilliant. So by proxy, that's 3 or 4 games that I cannot play off the menu because the games do repeat. So that's one less game that I have to play. And yeah, if I want to go back to the main menu, I have to restart the whole thing over and stuff. So now we got the Little Mermaid, complete with the copyright data left inside. And Little Mermaid on the Game Boy is a conversion of Little Mermaid on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Except it's on the Game Boy and it's monochrome. very exciting stuff. We're just going through the initial cutscenes because I feel like wasting time. I feel like padding this video a bit, and that means watching the exposition of why the Little Mermaid has to go back and save the sea from sea creatures. And it's been a long time since I've seen that damn movie. It's been about a couple decades. When was the last time the movie? And yeah, I saw the movie as a kid because I had nothing better to do at the time, I suppose. Anyways, so it's a Little Mermaid. You have a little square glitch over there. Anyways, the whole idea behind a Little Mermaid is you shoot bubbles. One button shoots bubbles, the other speeds you up a bit, makes you swim a little faster. And you have these conch shells that you throw at these treasure chests, and they'll give you orbs that will either increase the power of your bubbles or the distance and the range and stuff. And I'm sure it's really insightful. Well, yeah, that's a whole game actually. I remember it being a pretty fun game actually. A bit on the short side. I think it only has like about 5 levels. The NES version at least. I'm not sure about this Game Boy version. Anyway, so here's the first boss, which is a shark that I am unable to jump over. Ooh. Yeah, controls I find are kind of sticky here. And so is the collision detection. That was not my fault, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it was totally my fault. So anyways, this is one of those games where you want to try and live for as long as you can, because if you die, you go back to your puny, ineffective bubbles. And puny, ineffective bubbles is not being thrown around in a humorous context. It's your basic bubbles. It takes 2 shots of your puny, ineffective bubbles to encase these fishies into a bubble that you could toss and use as projectiles. You're just gonna go through this really, well, I want to say really fast, but who am I kidding? Yeah, there we go. The shark has died. Yay. And we've cleared the first stage. Wonderful. Nice little bonus there. So, that was The Little Mermaid. It's a fun game, I suppose. I guess. And, yep. We're going back to Crystal Quest. Data East. Ooh. Usually when they make these multicart things, they usually get rid of the copyright info. I guess Game Boy pirates work on a different set of rules than Famicom pirates. So anyways, this is Crystal Quest, and I died. I think the whole idea basically is you collect those star things, which I guess are crystals, which opens up the door in the bottom, and then you move on to the next level. Sorry, no time bonus. I wasn't aware there is a time bonus. Anyways, you could shoot in every direction conceivable. Ship I find moves a bit floaty, and what the? Okay. You gotta go in the thing and not crash into the side of the doors, okay? And I died again. Fair enough. Alright, we'll just keep going. You have, like, screen clearing bombs to kill everything on screen, and I crashed yet again. And, well, the game's over. That's kind of interesting. I hope you people note that I'm not playing with any semblance of skill. I just want to show what games are on this thing, because if I try to play with any semblance of skill, we'd be here all day. And it's easy to get into these games. Really easy. So this is Space Invaders. It's Space Invaders. And I have a hard time wondering. I'm wondering if this is the same Space Invaders game that is also available on in single cartridge. If this is the same, it's Space Invaders. What I'm trying to say is, I'm wondering if this is the same Space Invaders that's also available on the Game Boy. What I mean by that is that because the title, you've seen the title, it's different from the Space Invaders title that I'm used to. I'm wondering if this is the one that usually comes with the yeah, I can't think straight. Sorry. Now, because there was a version of Space Invaders that was released for the original Game Boy that also had Super Game Boy compatibility. And if you were to load that cartridge into a Super Game Boy, you not only had the special colorized edition of the Game Boy Space Invaders, but you also had a light version of the Super Nintendo game of Space Invaders, which I thought was always a neat aspect of that particular cartridge. I really wish I had that Space Invaders Game Boy cartridge because that's something I really wanted to check out. Definitely a selling point for me. And there was a lot of games like that. Was the wonderful thing with that Super Game Boy accessory was like a lot of the games that were made with Super Game Boy in mind always had these little touches, whether it be color palettes or special effects or special borders and that sort of thing. It's something you don't get with the later Game Boy player for the GameCube, which anyways, but I'm getting off tangent here. Let's get back to Space Invaders, which I'm somehow surviving and still playing. Anyway, Space Invaders on the Game Boy is not a bad game. At least this iteration of Space Invaders. Certainly you can do worse. And no doubt I've done worse. Anyways, if you've never played Space Invaders, there's a bunch of ships in the sky. You have to blow them up before they blow you up, or before they land on the surface and kill you. Fortunately, I've decided to end the game early because, well, like I said, it's very easy to get into a game and forget that you're supposed to be doing like a something thing. Okay, so now we're gonna go Battle City. Battle City was a game that was available on the Famicom, and I know there was no NES version of Battle City. It was never released on the NES around these parts, as far as I know. I don't know if they ever made one for the Game Boy. But anyways, Battle City, you control a tank, you blow up other tanks, and you have to protect your little eagle icon thing at the bottom before anybody else destroys it. If that thing gets destroyed, you lose the game automatically. That sort of thing. The thing with the Famicom version is that it had a level designer feature, which I thought was kind of a neat thing to have. This version obviously does not have that. It does have scrolling, and it has like, it's pretty much the same game as on the Famicom, pretty much, and that's actually quite a bit of fun to play. This is a particularly risky but an effective strategy. Is just to, because they're always going to spawn on top, so you just sort of knock them out on top and then they just clear the stage. There isn't a whole lot to it. That's Battle City, so I think that's stage 2. The one thing I didn't check is if you could pick out your starting level in this version, which is something you could do in the Famicom version. So those tanks take about like 4 hits to die. Yeah, 4 hits. Not a whole lot to it. Gonna blow up a few more tanks. Now, this is what happens when you blow up your little bird thing. The game ends. Doesn't matter how many lives you have, the game just ends. And that's Battle City. It has the same, you know, brick layout, Game Boy, game over screen. And that's that. Yeah, you're gonna have to see that opening signature whenever you power up your system. You have to power it up. If you just try to do a straight reset, it'll just reset the game. It won't go back to the main menu. Finally, we have Dr. Mario, which is a game most of you are pretty familiar with. And that's just... Excuse me. Sorry, just yawning there. So anyways, the whole idea behind Dr. Mario, if you've ever played it, there's viruses. You gotta match up the colors and stuff. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And I placed the black ones on top of the gray ones because I'm kind of colorblind at the moment. And stuff. And it takes me a good long while to notice this. There you go. That wasn't so hard, was it? we had to artificially extend the play session so that this wouldn't last a minute or two, or 30 seconds, which is what a typical round of Dr. Mario would last me. And that's about it. That's about all we have. And at this point, there's really no point in trying to show you the rest of the games, because they just repeat the same 6 games over and over and over again. Yeah, see, like Game & Watch Gallery. This one doesn't have the save interrupt thing. And has the same garbled menu, same freezing effect, because I don't know what the issue is. Maybe the cartridge is damaged. Maybe not. I don't know. In any case, it's... You know, they do that like 3-4 times. I'll have to do the math later, but they do that a couple times. Thus, we have like 4 or 5 games that are unplayable. Maybe a little more than that, actually. So, again, we take this next one. It's still the Little Mermaid. The same shit. Like, not even like little variations. Like, there's like, you know, this one has like an advanced code or anything or like that. Because like other multicarts did, like NES multicarts did the same thing, where they would take the same game and plaster it over and over again, and some of them would have like minor differences, whether it be graphical hacks or minor gameplay differences, or, you know, extra lives or something like that. Here they just copy and paste the same 6 games over and over again without any notable changes whatsoever. And so that's why I'm not even going to go through the whole 32. Like, I'll show you like a couple of them. Like, this is the same fucking game over and over again. And I found a little secret there. That's kind of nice. Kind of irrelevant, but yeah, that's it. It's just the same game. Now, so right now I'm just sort of fiddling around with the, you know, some of the mechanics. Not really doing much of anything, actually. Yeah. Not much else to it. And the little fishy kills the Little Mermaid. Aw, so sad. Sorry, Ariel. Disney says you have to die. No, wait, that would be Capcom. Wait. Who cares? Anyways. Probably would be. So anyways, let's take another one, actually. Third Wars. Should be a different game, right? Nope. Battle City. And I never got to test if you could choose your different stages, though. That has to be interesting. I could end the video right here. There's nothing else to show you. Like, there's like 4 different, like 32 games listed, but only 6 of them total in the game. And I've been through, like, even after recording the footage, I've been through every single game. It's just that it's always that same loop of a broken Game & Watch Gallery, Little Mermaid, Crystal Quest, forgot the other one, Space Invaders, Battle City, and Dr. Mario. And they just give it fancy little different names that mean nothing. But it's always going to be the same shit over and over and over and over again. Right here, I'm just sort of exposing the birdie. Because honestly, I've got nothing better to do. I mean, seriously. That's the thing. And I got an extra life that I don't need. So just removing the little tank around. I'm just futzing about with this. And don't get me wrong. You know, that's sort of like, I think, you know, when I get these multicart things, I think it's like, that's more the curiosity factor. I'll tell you the truth, I didn't pay a whole lot for this thing either. I probably, you know, I can imagine back in the day, someone would try to sell this thing for about $100. And quite honestly, you know, it depends on you. It would depend on the cartridge. Like this, I didn't pay a whole lot. I probably paid like $20 for it. Not even. Like I don't even remember what I paid for this thing. It wasn't a whole lot. Now I probably mentioned it in the one pickup video that I showed this thing off, but I honestly don't remember. But yeah, same games, no differences. No major gameplay hacks or anything of the sort. It's the same thing over and over. That's all there really is to it. That's a nice game over theme though. It's a nice game over jingle. You know, just to humor some folks, let's pick a game out. Mario Bros. Game and Watch Gallery. Same thing. Same. It's the same thing. That's all it is. It's the same shit over and over again. And you pick any game, it's gonna freeze. And you know what? We're done here.
And so that is your UC-32A29 Game USA Color Advanced 32-in-1 Game Boy Multicart thing, and let's get a good look at that cover art just to sort of Game & Watch Super Mario something. Little Mermaid. Well, they got that right, except, well, it's actually the arts from their Little Mermaid 2, where Ariel gets a daughter or something. You got Future Wars, which robots, has nothing to do with robots. Something with a gun. Virus Wars, which is just Dr. Mario. You have the cover art of Super Mario 64 over there. You have Dr. Mario. Well, they got some of these games right. You got Battle City. You got the Crystal. I kind of like this part, the Crystal Quest one, where they just ripped some. Like, I didn't even bother. It's like some of these are just like scans of, you know, cover art scans or something. I don't know, or just really poor Photoshop jobs. But yeah, 32-in-1. No, it's more like they just took 6 games and multiplied them about 5 or 6 times. You know, and so and even then you have the Game & Watch Gallery, which is a broken ROM that, you know, you pick any game and it freezes up. So that's ostensibly 6 games that do not work. Yeah, so that leaves you with 26-in-1. And ostensibly 5 games. Because it's 1 to 6, and then they repeat this over and over again. And, you know, thank God I didn't spend a whole... Well, you know what, I'm curious about these things, so... You know, I don't think it's a huge deal breaker. It's not like I pay like $100 for this thing. couldn't imagine paying $100 for something like this. And at the very least, the games were actually pretty decent. The Little Mermaid was pretty decent. Battle City I thought was a decent little game, especially on the Famicom. Space Invaders, Dr. Mario, you can never go wrong with Dr. Mario, that sort of thing. So the choice of games at least is pretty decent. The only thing is, well, you know, 32-in-1, I expect a few more games than what's on here. Even the Famicom cart that I have, where they announced 32 games, there's only like 3 or 4 repeats, whereas this is all repeats, which is yeah, not that fantastic. But in any case, that's that. Really, I just wanted to show that little piece of business and get it out of the way. You know, full of voids, I guess, I suppose. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care, and good night.